Hey guys, my name is Gunther. I'm a German Bathmaster and I'm making this video for you with a simple question first. What if you could heal and detox just simply by laying in water? I don't promise any kind of healing, and this is not a medical advice video, but I want to talk about things what I have experienced so far, what I have seen, and what I want to share with you. All what I talk about is a big buffet. You just take what serves you, what doesn't serve you, just leave it. Have fun. I want to share with you some success stories what we have seen so far. And all what I share with you is things what I have personally seen, not things what happened somewhere with somebody, things what I have seen personally with my wife and with the other bathmasters here. So one of the stories is, what I want to share is a guy who smashed his finger in a tobacco machine. So half of his fingertip was off, so was smashed. And he went to the hospital and the hospital wanted to amputate it. But of course he didn't agree and he didn't want to have this fingertip off. And he heard about bathing, and so he had a couple of days bathing, and also he put his finger in a bucket afterwards and carried around 14 days alkaline water in a small bucket and was walking with that around. And his finger grew back. So the finger is now back there, and he could see like every day a little bit more of his finger coming back. Sounds incredible? I know. I've seen that. So there's more. We have a lady, she came here in a wheelchair. She had rheumatic arthritis, so she could not walk on her own anymore. She was bathing here for 3 days. On the day 4, she could stand up and walk on her own. This is things which are, cannot really explain why that happens, but I have an idea, and I want to share in this video with you some more information about alkaline water bathing and what we do here. Also, a personal success story is my father. My father had a stroke. It was 24 years ago. And 24 years ago, he had with his stroke afterwards, he had crazy headaches, really crazy headaches. So he's not flying anymore because of the air pressure, has problems and effects, also the pressure in his head. And I had the feeling, so I have to bath him. So I offered him, Dad, I want to bath you. And he didn't really understand what it's all about. So I explained everything what I explained now in this video with him, and he understood it. And this is why we bathed him for 2 days. So 2 days, 12 hours laying in a water bath, in an alkaline water bath, and his headache was gone. So this is things what I've personally experienced, and this is what I want to share with you guys in this world. So healing can be on a different way. And I'm not saying this is no healing promises at all, okay? So I'm just sharing some stories with you so you can experience them for yourself, or you can try it yourself. So the central question is, why do we get sick? Personally, and we bathmasters, we have all the same idea of sicknesses, of why you get sick. And the most thing why you get sick is you being over acidic. And we have in this modern world a sickness, it's called acidosis. So this means when you store in your body too much acid. The body always tries to be in a balance between acid and alkaline. So your blood normally has between 7.35 and 7.45 pH. And this cannot be out of balance. So this should be always in between this range. If you move up or if you move down, you will die immediately. I'm talking about your blood, okay? So the rest of your body is actually a perfect eliminating machine and works around this acidic balance. The most acid what you produce, and we're talking about 70%. So 15% is by sports, like lactic acid in the muscles. 15% comes from food when you eat something unhealthy or processed food, and 70% comes from your thoughts. So that means your thoughts are actually the main problem of the acid what you create. There's a simple thing what you can test on your own. That means when you have an argue with somebody, you can pee on a pH strip before and after the argue what you have. And you will see your body creates acid. That means you see the pH goes down. This is a problem because your body has to eliminate or to break it down, the acid what he produced there, and to get rid out of your body. If this is out of balance, he has to store it somewhere. And this will be in fat tissues, some deep tissues, joints, and the results are pain. In this video, I'm talking a bit about it, like how all of this is created. And yeah, as I said before, this is a big buffet. Take what serves you, leave what don't. A little bit of simple science. What is actually acid and what is alkaline? So we have a pH measurement scale from 0 to 14, where 7 is actually the middle and means neutral. The human blood has a pH level between 7.35 and 7.45. So in this range, there's the human blood. You produce a lot of acids for digestion, and we talk about like really heavy acids. And we talk about sulfuric acid, hydrochloric acid, phosphoric acid. This is mostly used in the digestive system. So when you break down things, starch, or like special sugars, or also like animal products. But also I'm talking about lactic acid, which you produce when you do sports, so in your muscles then. So a very, very important thing is, it is not the one thing what you do and the body gets acidic, it is what you mainly do. So if you produce like too much acid and your body cannot break it down, these acids, if not eliminated properly, get stored inside your body in connective tissue, joints, and fat. This leads to symptoms like fatigue, pain, and chronic sicknesses or chronic illnesses. And this also leads to, or when we talk about this is mostly headaches, it is joint pains, it is hemorrhoids or cellulite. And trust me, you don't want to have that. If you have that, you know you're already over-acidic. So a simple rule is also remineralize yourself. So whenever you do some sports, whenever you eat something unhealthy, check that you have a lot of minerals as well. So put some minerals inside your body. And we're talking about like easy minerals like seawater. But that's another topic. Just want to say like there's many ways of how you can remineralize yourself and do that. Because of minerals and acid, they break each other down and so they get eliminated. If we look in history, there was Cleopatra and the story around Cleopatra. So she was known that she disappeared for a couple of days or even weeks. And when she came back, she looked much younger and much fresher. So, and the story around that says she bathed in donkey milk. And this is why she was younger. We bathmasters, we don't believe that. Because of if you would bath in donkey milk the whole day, the milk would get sour and it would also smell. So we think she actually bathed in carbonates, because of if you put carbonates into the water, like what we do, then the water gets milky and it looks actually like milk. And it stays the whole day there, it doesn't smell. And when you bath a long time there, you look younger, you look fresher, and of course you rejuvenate 1 year. Or actually, you put out in 12 hours the acid what you produced in a whole year. And I will a little bit later in this video, I will explain why this happens. So another story of history is John the Baptist from the Bible. He was actually the first known written down bathmaster in the world. He is like one of the biggest mysteries in the whole Bible. He helped people to heal themselves. And the leftover what we see today is just tipping the water and like for the baptism when the child gets born. So nobody's bathing anymore. He actually bathed people for a couple of days and weeks so they could heal themselves. So the knowledge about alkaline waters or healing in special wells with carbonates in it was known till 500 after Christ. And after that, so the church forbid that and started building temples on the wells where the people had bathed before. Later on, the people mixed the carbonates themselves, but also there was a rule then where they forbid that the people cannot do this at home or cannot mix the carbonates themselves anymore. And also then the bathhouses were closed and everything was kind of forbidden with one simple story. So one thing was the moral and the second one was ask God for healing. You cannot heal yourself. This is another story. I don't want to talk about the church or religion. I'm just sharing. I've not been there, just sharing what I've heard. So finally, I want to talk about the power of the bathing itself and what happens inside the bath. So the thing is, you stay for 12 hours in a bathtub or in a pool, in a small pool. And when you do so, the carbonates that are inside, they help the body to detox, to eliminate waste, to eliminate acid inside your body by a simple thing. So when outside the pH level is very high and inside the body the pH is very low because we are over acidic, then the body mobilizes the acid and pushes it through the skin outside. So we call it the osmosis effect of the skin. So this is the moment when the acid will be eliminated, and your body understands that your skin, which is actually the biggest organ what you have, when you can use this as a third kidney again. What happens in a 12-hour bath? So the first 4 hours, the skin layers, the upper skin layers and the lower skin layers, they start detoxing. They start pushing the acid out. After another 4 hours, even the organs start to pushing acid out, to mobilize acid and push it out through the skin, or more in direction to the skin. And the next 4 hours, really unbelievable, but is even the bones start eliminating the waste and putting the acid what you have there stored outside. But of course, it's not like you bath one day for 12 hours and then you don't have any kind of acid anymore inside your body. It is more, you have to see it as a garage, like a big garage. And the big garage, you clean 1 square meter in one bath. And what happens then is like the garage has like 1 square meter, which is super clean there. And now the next days, from behind, the waste can come more in front. And because of their space. So on the next bath time, you eliminate another square meter and it can come more in front. So this is actually what happens. So during the baths. Important is what is inside the water. So the carbonates, what you put inside there. So you put in sodium, you put in calcium, you put in magnesium, and you put in potassium. So with these carbonates, the water gets alkaline. And we talk about like alkalinity about 9.5. So this is to start. Some bathmasters even go higher after a couple of baths, but this is another topic and we can go this deeper. Or if you have questions about this, you can just click under the video and contact us. There's 3 different levels which are very important for how effective the detox and the speed of the elimination is. So the first thing is the pH level. So the higher the pH level is, the faster and the more effective it is. But also you should not go, like when you start, go slowly. You should start on 9.5 pH, and if you have some serious disease, even go lower, okay? So you can increase that every time later, but start slowly. So, and we talk about for every 1 pH, the factor is 10 times more effective, okay? So be careful with that. The second thing is the temperature. Always bath below body temperature because of the acid wants to go out of the body, and the acid goes always to the coldest place. So you create outside a little bit under body temperature and the acid will go through your skin to the outside very fast. So the lower the temperature is, the faster it is. And there's a big difference between 34 and 32 degrees. So let's see, when you start, it's normal that you start on 36 degrees, so the temperature drops a little bit, and on 34 degrees, probably you have to put on some more water or to put on the heater again, that the temperature will raise a little bit. Also, there is waves, so do not put the first hot water inside when you have the first freezing phase. When you have the first freezing phase and you're really shaking a little bit, wait about 15 minutes. If you still feel uncomfy, then you can put in hot water. If not, normally the wave is over, and this is actually the elimination where the acid comes through the skin to the water. So the fourth thing is the time. So the third thing is the time. So the longer you bath, the more effective it is. And we bathmasters, we talk about, or we say, the first 8 hours have the same effect on the body like the hour 10 to 12. So, and this is what we really see. The longer you bath, the more effective it is. But of course, you cannot say like, okay, I'm just bathing hour 10 to 12 and skipping the first 8 hours. So you have to say the first 8 hours there as well. And the concept what we have is, it is always you and the water. So the most effect what you have is, if there's nothing else, just you and the water. No books, no phones, no telephones, nothing, just you and the water. And of course, I mean, if you're here with us, if you bath with us, we do some talking with you. So we check in every couple of hours and just ask you how you feel. So you can also talk because of things raise. When you clean your body on the physical level, so when you clean out things which are stuck there or energy is blocked, and you bath that out, things rise as well in the head. And this is where we are there for you and we can speak to you. If you bath at home, always be sure there's somebody you can talk to a little bit. And because of course it's boring to stay just in the water. But this is actually also the disease what we see in this world already. Because of nobody can stay with himself for 12 hours anymore. Because of this is when you hear that, even then it's like, oh, how should I do that? How is this possible? 12 hours with myself? Yeah, this is the modern disease what we have already. It's Facebook, it's watching television, reading a book. You're not able to be with yourself. Try that. If it's hard for you, start with a couple of hours at home. If you cannot bath there, put your feet under water. Like put it in a bucket, make it a little bit of alkaline water and just bath your feet. Start with this to get rid of the acid. Because of the acid is not only on the physical body, the acid also blocks the mental body. Yeah, I explain a little bit more. As a German, I know what it means being effective. And I always want to be like really effective. That means like alkaline, high temperature, low time, long time. But be careful because of what happens then if you go really effective and the detox is really fast, you will have some open spots or you will get some open spots on your skin somewhere, mostly here, nipples, the genitals, everything can happen. And after a couple of hours, and it feels like if you scratch your skin on an asphalt, it's just open there, it burns when you go in and out of the water, and you will feel that. But this is actually when we talk about like the highly crazy shit what you put out and it comes through your skin from inside, is mobilized and comes out there. This is actually what happens to your skin. Your skin get burned. But no worries, that's mostly just one day. So on the next day when you wake up in the morning, it's already gone. There's normally like 90% of this is healed already and you cannot even see it anymore. Try it out yourself and just be not too effective, okay? On a deeper layer and why that actually works. 100% nobody can tell this, why it actually works, but it works. Because of if you ask in the modern school medicine, a modern doctor, he would always say like, you will die when you bath 12 hours and a high pH level. It's not true. You're not dying, you're healing. And something really beautiful happens inside your body as well. So in We Bathmasters, we have a theory about that. And the theory is very simple. We think this is the same what happens inside the womb of a mother. So when we all were born, the pH level of this water inside the womb, the amniotic fluid or something is that, has normally a pH level of 8.5. So, and when this child will be developed there or will be created, the DNA is actually there and creates this small baby. We really believe that this happens inside the water as well. So the same things what happens there. So if you stay in the water, the pH level is very high, the speed is very fast, and your DNA actually checks what is wrong with you. Is things not okay? And if things not okay, your body decides to heal that himself. Because most of the people think like, why should this happen? I mean, you were born like 9 months in the water, so why not heal yourself inside this water as well? And then there's one simple rule, because of most of the people don't understand that you don't need any kind of treatment from the outside world. Everything is there. You're a completely self-healing machine. If you cut your finger, or if you cut with a knife in your hand, what do you have to do to heal this? Nothing. Just get out of the way. Just wait till he heals itself. So why should that be here and not also inside? You can heal your body completely. Just get out of the way. And there's also, when you bath yourself and you cut yourself and you bath that, actually with a fresh cut, after a couple of days, you will not even have a scar. So we see also that people lose scars. And this is another kind of success story, what I didn't talk in the beginning. I had this on my body. I had a scar 35 years. And the scar is gone. So I did not document that, so I'm sorry about that. But I have seen also other scars from people who had like crazy scars, like big ones or even deeper ones. When you bath that, your body is really checking what is that scar. So this should not be there, and he's healing that scar. Of course, it's not on one day bathing, but a couple of days later, the scars fall off or the skin will regenerate himself. So yeah, try that. Also, a very important thing is remineralization. So you're not only losing waste, you're also losing good stuff in the water as well, because of this comes through the skin as well to the outside. Because of when you mobilize, like the fat and everything what you have stored there, it has to get through the skin. And this is why you're also losing things. So please, take care of yourself, remineralize yourself, give your body a lot of minerals, what you can do. Like mostly I would like really recommend to start drinking seawater or go into this topic. This topic is very, very interesting. And René Contant is a French guy. He actually 100 years ago, he was talking a lot about that and he healed people who was just drinking by seawater. And not pure seawater, he's drinking seawater in a mixture from one part seawater, 3 times normal water or sweet water, and it's filtered. And quickly spoiler, you can filter that in just putting 4 coffee filters into each other. But it's not a topic, it's another video. Okay, you made it that far, so we go into the topic of women. I'm not one, but my wife also can confirm everything what I'm speaking about now. So women have the period, and with the period you get rid of the acid inside your body. This is actually when 1 time a month you swell a little bit. So this means like you're putting in water everywhere in the cells, waiting to get rid of this water, and then you have your period and everything comes out. So you flush this out, or you're eliminating the acid inside your body. We men, we don't have that, you know already, but we sweat a lot. And it's the opposite. So women hate to sweat, but you have your period. So, and what I'm saying now is when you have your menopause, there is a big shift inside your body. And this is where I say, really take care about that. That's a special topic because of when you have this menopause, your body cannot eliminate the acid through your period anymore. So you have to find, or your body has to find another way how to get rid of the acid. And then a special thing starts. The same as men do. So women start sweating. And that's the worst thing what women want to do. They don't want to sweat. And this is a big problem because if you don't sweat, the acid is kind of stored inside your body. And this is why over the days, over the weeks, over the years, you get bigger and bigger and bigger. And this is most of the women say like, after the menopause, my whole body changed and everything got bigger and now I'm wobbly and I changed everything. You don't have to do that. Go to sauna, do some baths. If you don't have time for baths, bath your feet. Take a break. Whenever you watch television or whenever you do something like stupid or boring, sitting on a table, put a bucket, put some baking powder inside there, put your feet in and just wait. As long as you can, because of the acid also goes into the bucket there. So this helps eliminating acid from your body. If you self-bath 1 time per week, so say 1 or 2 hours, the acid comes out automatically because of your body understands, through the bath, I can use that as a 3rd kidney. And so you're eliminating a lot of waste and a lot of acid. So this is not stored anymore and you can go slim, skinny, and don't have stored acid. There's another moment in your life, maybe when you don't have your period anymore. And when is that? Exactly, when you're pregnant. So this is a very special topic because of a lot of women ask me, hey Gunther, can I bath when I'm pregnant? I would actually really support that and I would really give you a go for do that as much and as often as you can. Because I'll quickly explain. When you create this kind of amniotic fluid inside your body, you create this baby there and the fluid is a high alkaline water with 8.5, while your body is really acidic. When you produce now more acid, your body first starts to open the portal vein. So like this is when you get hemorrhoids. And when you get hemorrhoids, you always know, this is for men and women the same, you know you're over-acidic. And this is the last resort where your body is really asking for help, because of you put too much acid inside there. This is where I really invite you, especially when you're pregnant, reduce your stress, stop working, look for some help, and of course the mental stress. Go down, do really things what you really like. Because if I explain what happens, if you create more acid, your body first looks after himself. So your body wants to survive. So and this is the moment when your body exchanges the acid, which is like low pH, and he has a storage somewhere in the body now, which is a high pH level. So he exchanges the fluid and he gets out the minerals from actually the womb water. So from this amniotic fluid, he gets out the minerals, what he needs to eliminate or break down his acid, what he created. That means the child, so the water from the child, the amniotic fluid, goes down in the pH. And this is where we see a lot of disease these days. Nowadays is like different from 100, 200 years ago. Because of there, if the midwife was there and the baby was born, they all tapped the water from the child and they put it themselves inside there because it was smelling so good. These days, if we are lucky, we have 6 point something. So when the baby is born, because of there's so many stress and we do not know actually anymore how to neutralize that. So bath as much as you can and get rid of this acid. Try to avoid stress during the pregnancy. And I really invite you to bath yourself a lot and feed bath as well, especially if you have hemorrhoids, guys. You're over-acidic. And of course, on this position, this is not a medical advice, guys, okay? This is just buffet. You take what serves you. This is not the truth, okay? Especially it's not the only truth, okay? There's different other truths out there as well, and different people say a different story. I'm just saying that one. If my wife would be pregnant, I would bath her probably every second day for minimum 1 or 2 hours. For everybody out there, guys, there is no need for a 12-hour bath. We do especially retreats with 12-hour bath where people can heal themselves in bathtubs and stay there for a couple of days and heal things or also just detox themselves. What I really want to say is you don't need that if you keep bathing in your life. If you install bathing again in your life, 1-2 hours per week. Whatever you do, if you don't have time for 2 hours, do 1 hour. If you do not have time for 1 hour, do it every second week. If you cannot do that, make a food bath. But somehow get rid of the acid what you produce there. I really invite you to change your life and do something good for yourself. If you need some support, if you have any kind of questions, you can contact me. Link is down there. And if you have some more questions, I'm happy to explain you some things more about that. So my last words for you guys, you were born in water, 9 months in pH 8.5, so why don't heal in it too? And maybe you're here and this video resonates with you because of your body remembers that is the truth for yourself, and just figure it out, and I wish you all the best, guys. See you soon.